Okay, Charles. I did an interview with David Mendenhall's sister, man.
You know what? I got to thinking about that, man. I wouldn't mind talking to her
Yeah, I'll ask her, man.
because I can talk to her with some sense, man, and I ain't even gonna bring it bullshit up.
yeah, and and people are still they're still questioning, man. Like she said, she met Mark in the visiting room, and she gave the man a handshake, and she's that's all she said, and that
Right,
and that he's a monster. That's all she said about him,
right.
and people are questioning the handshake. I mean, why would somebody lie about a simple gesture, a handshake? What does
They
she say?
wouldn't. They wouldn't. They wouldn't. It's Dante and Mark making. They know the truth is about to really come out on them, and that's all that is.
Yeah, I mean they're with the adamant about a handshake. Oh, and I'm like, why does she have to lie about such a small gesture, man? A common gesture. Everybody shakes
Yeah.
everybody's hand. You know what I mean? It's
I
like
mean, that's just a gesture. That's all over the world. That's what people do in greeting.
that's it, man. It's not like she's slandering his name. Now I would understand if she would have. I asked her, and she didn't want to say nothing but really bad about the guy, man. Other than he has to repent and that he's a monster.
But you know something though? They only go after the guys that's telling the truth.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, look at it. The few people that's come on here and told the truth, we're the ones that they go after.
exactly, man. And he's
And
go ahead, Charles.
I'm not gonna. I mean, I'm growing a real dislike for Dante because his professionalism sucks. What he's allowing to go on in that kangaroo ass videos he's got going on with Mark is ridiculous. He feels sorry for Mark. Mark's doing the poor, pitiful black guy behind the scenes thing instead of being real about what was happening 25 years ago, which nobody gives one shit about.
Everybody just wants him stop spewing lies, man. If you did the shit, just fess up to it and move on, man. I'm not concerned about the man's sexuality, man. Or
Yeah.
what he was doing or what he was not doing. What I do care is that there's numerous.
I mean, my bottom line is this right here. If you ain't got nothing real or nothing good to say, then keep your mouth shut.
Exactly, man.
Because other than that, you ain't doing nothing but stirring chaos and creating drama.
And you seen this video that he dropped, maybe, but he erased it. Remember, he talks about the youth. The youth, they don't need to be saved, or they don't need help. But that's his ignorant
That's
mind.
that's ignorance. It's
It's
pure
ignorant.
ignorance is all that is. You know why? Because he didn't have help.
No,
And that's what's wrong with the youth now. It's people like that blaming their shit on the youth. Fuck the youth.
yep.
Okay. Well, that youth that you're saying fuck, what do you think he's gonna be saying about your fucking grandkid? Huh? He'll probably get a triple fuck you.
Yep.
So
It's
you
gonna
need
come
to
back
think
around.
about that shit.
Yeah, it's gonna come back around, man. And
And then,
a lot of these people that be dropping comments, they're like, "She wasn't there. She wasn't
yeah,
there." I'm like, okay, but Charles Hips was there. He
yeah,
seen he seen Mark, what Mark was doing. He seen Mark's character. You know,
yeah.
and we're basing Mark's character off that documentary because that's what everybody else is. Nobody else was there other than you. And
Well, I mean, just look at him. His character hasn't changed one bit. His story has.
has it?
His story's changed. Now, instead of telling what he told back then, now he turned it into a lie. We're not asking if you did it or not. All we're saying is, yeah, that's what I said back then. That would be good enough for me.
Yep.
What you say and mean today has not a damn thing to do with 25 years ago.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, in
So if
that
you
doc,
said that back then, just goddamn, stand on 10 toes and say you said it
yeah,
and go on.
in that documentary, he said he's not doing stuff that he's not ashamed of.
But he is, though. Because look here, Mark, I hope you watch this video because this is directed straight to you. And you know I would tell you this no matter what you say or what you think. You know that I would talk to you and tell you this. 25 years ago, you know I would have talked to you and told you this just like this. You let what other people think rule your life, just like it's doing today. You use your arm like you told it towards me. You use that sometimes to play on certain people. You know it, and I know it. Okay, put all that bullshit to the side. I ain't talking about none of that. Be real, man. This is about help. I don't give a fuck what happened 25 years ago. I'm not asking you if you're gay now. I'm not asking you if you're gay. I'm not asking you if you're a homosexual. I'm not asking you if you rape folks, if you're a pervert, I'm not asking you any of that bullshit. All I'm asking you is, did you say that on that video?
Y-
And man, if you did, then just say you said it. Yeah, I said that 25 years ago. I did say that.
Yeah, yeah. He says that.
And
He says that, Charles. He says that he did say all that, but he's still saying that it was not really true. He's taking he's taking responsibility to that point of saying that yes, he did say those things. Yes, he regrets saying those things. But that's where people are still under the impression that maybe it was scripted. Maybe he didn't do those things.
okay. My point is, hey, if you said that, yeah, I said that, man. But here, you know, Alan, you know that shit was scripted. You've said it yourself. He said, I didn't do a lot of them things. I said, but Mark, a lot of them things you did do. And you know, I said, so I don't give a fuck about any of that shit. But you brought this to me. It took the man a while to even find me, bro. I didn't want to be found for this. But now that I'm found for it, I'm going to go on and embrace it because you did say what you said. What it meant, I don't give a fuck. How you spent it, I don't care. Dude, don't lie about it. Yeah, I said this or did this or this happened or that happened. But that's all I'm saying about it. You can tell me, yeah, I said that, Hill. And that's all I got to say about this conversation. That is over with. Don't ask me no more. I'll be done with that. I'll be all right with that.
Yeah, but
I'll be all right with that.
but he's not going to be honest with you, man. You
No.
know, when he asked you, did you ever see me do any of those stuff? And he was expecting you to say no,
Yeah, I'm sorry to do it.
but you seen him do it. I mean, you're gonna keep it respectful for the dead man, but there's other people that you see him. How many boys did he have at one time, man?
He had David, uh, Gary Sanders, which we call Chicago. He was from Chicago. No, he was from Kentucky. Moved to Chicago and called Jackson, Alabama.
Yeah, I think I showed you
Uh,
his picture, right?
he did. He's got the dreads.
Yeah, I showed.
You got him. You got him, and then you got uh
We don't want to put up. We don't want to put him out there yet, man. You know, we don't want to because there's a couple of other
no.
channels. There's a couple of
I ain't gonna say nothing about other people that we ain't talked about, right? Because it
yeah
might start a. I ain't trying to open up no other bucket of worms, right?
yeah. That's the thing, man. You know, these other there's a lot of channels, man, that think they have information, but they really don't have the information. You know,
Yeah,
everything's I don't. It's this YouTube, man. It's like it's cutthroat, man. It's worse than the fucking
it
streets,
is.
man. It's like you
It is.
know,
It's cutthroat.
yeah. You got people giving you handshakes, and as soon as you turn your back, you know they're trying to slice your throat, man. Trying to stab you in the back. So it's almost like
Yeah,
it's almost like
it
mind
is.
games. It's almost like mind games, man. You got to be
Yeah,
manipulative. You know, you got to throw these guys a bone. You know, you got to. It's you
right.
got to make them feel like
What
you're
it
safe.
really is, though, what it really is, in reality, is pettiness on the two people that's doing it to each other.
Yeah, it is, man. But see, that's
What
the whole.
motherfuckers need to rate you, what when you, yeah, what men need to realize is when you wake up one day, man, you're not a kid anymore. You done went through high school, college, whatnot. You've been on the same job a few years now, whatnot, whatever. You're a certain age, 26, 27, or however you're old, or 55, 54 in my case, 56, 57, however old you might be. One of these days, you're going to wake up and realize you need to wake up and realize, hey, man, you're a man. It's fucking time you be one. All the lies and the conceit and the deceit and the fucking cons and swindles and stealings and thieveries and forgeries and playing on mama and daddy and brothers and sisters and aunts and uncles and grandfolks. Man, one day, them folks is going to get tired, man. Wake up and be a man before that fucking happens, man. A lot of people don't have the chances that a lot of people have had. I've had a good chance. Just so happened my family is still alive, and I thank God for that every day. But you can bet your ass one thing. I go to work every single day of the week and try to work on the side on Saturday and Sunday because they don't owe me nothing. In fact, I owe them everything. 27 years of everything. So what these men need to do out there, and fathers especially, is wake up and be one. And I don't mean be a father. I mean be a dad, man. Be a daddy. Be your son's friend. Be somebody he can look up to as a role model. Not look down to it, man. That's my dad, man. He's in prison all his life, in and out, in and out, in and out. But hey, man, if he does it, I can do it too. You know, and if that's the case, then you got somebody you can talk to. This old guy right here, I've been there and done that, man. So
Hey,
that's the
Charles.
type of stuff Mark needs to be on right there. If he can't get on that type of stuff, he needs to just shut down and get off there, man. Because you really starting to sound childish and stupid.
Exactly, man. You know, and I get comments. I get comments all the time. Be like,
Yeah,
why do you care, man? I'm like, I care because you know he's being idolized, glorified,
yeah,
praised at times, and he has to be exposed for the character that he really is, man. That simple.
yeah. And for
If you
you to
want,
say that the youth don't matter,
yeah, come on, man.
the youth is exactly what matters. Youth don't matter.
Yeah,
Is
he's
that
got.
because you didn't matter in your folks' eyes? Well, let me tell you something, brother. No matter what you think, and you need to come to realize this over the years, as old as you are, no matter what your parents did to you at that young age, it was not your fault. And you're old enough to get that chip the fuck off your shoulders, man. And don't tell me nothing else because me and you have talked about that
Yeah, he knows, man.
25 years ago, if you want to be real about it.
Yeah, he know. That's what people don't understand, Charles. That he wasn't a sexual deviant, man. Somebody planted that seed in his head, and it grew and it grew and it grew and it grew.
Yeah, yeah. Somebody did that to you. I get it. But the bottom line is, Mark, when you become a man, you know right from wrong. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you believe. I don't care what anybody out there believes. That little voice that tells you when you go to do something crazy, that little voice that jumps in and makes you, man, I don't know, you better not do that. But you ignore it and go do it anyway. That little voice right there is what you should have listened to. That's what you listen to. Not nobody else, not nothing. So what I'm trying to say is that little voice is your right and your wrong, bro. So they can't no man tell me he don't know the difference between right and wrong.
No, man, because I mean, you've said it numerous times, man. If you had conversations with them, yeah, you know,
You
there's
still
been times,
there?
yeah. There's been times that you've had you've had conversations with Mark in the past, man, and he disclosed stuff like that to you, and he also told Jonathan Schwartz the same thing.
Right.
You know, that's why Jonathan Schwartz showed up to the documentary. He even says it. We didn't start off villainizing Mark. You know, Mark wasn't a
Hey,
villain at the
you're
beginning.
cutting in and out.
Okay, I think it's your phone.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Try to log your phone. Try to log out. Try to log back in.
All right. I can hear you too.
Yeah, we good.
What
You
I'm
go, Charles.
saying is, Mark, and I ain't trying to bash you, man. I'm not trying to bash you, man. I'm trying to talk to you with some sense, man, because somebody needs to. Fucking fool you listening to down there on that show is full of shit. He's got you making yourself look like a straight ass. Sometimes you need to look in the mirror, man. Just look at the people behind you that you're dealing with. And you look at just what he wants you to look like, a straight ass. The whole world knows what happened on that video, what was said on that video. That's you even know what was said on it. You've even agreed with it. So, okay, I said that. I'm done talking about it. That's all you got to do, man. That's what any man would do if you did. Okay, you want the truth? I said it. I'm done talking about it. And no matter what somebody comes at you with, don't even say I'm done talking about it no more. Just don't talk about it no more. That's being a man, bro. That's standing on your feet. That's standing for something. And that's standing on principles and morals. And that's what a man does. And you're not doing that, man. You are not doing that. Fuck the youth. Come on, man. You're not doing that, man. You're not a role model them kids want to look up to. That's not a role model you want your own kids to look up to. So you're not doing that, man. Step back,
Exactly.
man. Look in the mirror.
Exactly, Charles. You know, we probably wouldn't even be having this conversation, man, if he would have never came on YouTube spewing his lies.
No, I mean, if he just probably wouldn't. I mean, if he had never come up here and brought my name up in the midst of his damn lies, because I was minding, they ain't nobody ever seen me on YouTube
Exactly.
about anything except that documentary 25 years ago. And so now I've decided I'm going to embrace the YouTube thing. Because if I get it in my head, that's the last time that then it'll be the last time I'll never be on there again.
Yeah, man.
But I'm not. I'm going to embrace it. I'm going to go
Hey,
and do my own thing when we're through with this. And I'm going to go and try to start something up. And I'm going to really embrace trying to help these kids online. If I even have to turn it into some type of
keep on cut.
LLC company ministry where I drive around to different places and speak and give my testimony.
That's a good idea, man. I mean, I don't know. You know Najee, right? His name's Bobby. He used to
I
work in the
think so.
laundry. Yeah, he used to work in the
Yeah.
laundry, man. He's a Muslim guy.
Yeah, I think I do know him. Matter of fact.
Yeah, yeah. You know, he wants to do a panel, man, and you know he wants to talk about the Alabama prison. You know, it's not really. It's not always about that gay stuff, man. You know what I mean? It's
It's
that's
not.
just far. It's just
It's
far in
not. I
between,
mean, there's
man.
positive things about the prison system too now. Don't get me wrong, prison is a negative place in general, but there is some positive things about it. But the thing about Alabama prison is nothing is mandatory. It's on you to get it. And if you don't want it,
You
you
ain't gonna
won't
get it.
get it.
You ain't gonna get it.
Even if you're court ordered to it. You know you're court ordered. If you don't put the initiative into getting it, they're not going to sign you up for it.
No, hell no.
They don't care if you rehabilitate or not. They could care less because in Alabama, every single day that every single inmate sits in Alabama, the federal government gives the state of Alabama $1,495 per inmate. I mean, $14,495 per inmate per year. And there's 40,000 of us.
That's a lot of money, man.
Think they give a fuck? Think they give a fuck about us getting out?
Fuck
They
no.
want us in there.
Yeah, they want y'all in there, man.
I'm talking about they want just 10 inmates. It's $1.4 million a year.
That's a lot of money. Hey,
That's a
Charles.
lot of money, man.
Uh,
I mean, 100 inmates.
how many times was because you know the only evidence we got is that documentary and the interview with the director, and in that documentary it says
Right.
the warden Wise had Mark shipped twice off. How many times? How many times has Mark been at Limestone?
Twice.
Oh, so he's been there twice. So he was there before, and then after
Two
the
times.
document, then after the
He
documentary,
was
he shipped
there at
him off.
90. He was there at 98, 99, and 2000.
And,
He
and
was
when
there
did
at
he go back?
99 and 2000.
Okay.
And then
And
he
when
was
did he?
there at 05 and 06.
Oh, 506.
05 and 06.
Okay. Man, so because it even
But you know,
showed in that.
I was thinking about that the other day, right?
Yeah,
I'm thinking that documentary happened in 99.
I think so too, man.
I don't think because I was there in 99.
Yeah, I think so too, man.
And I think that's when I met Mark. I got there in 97. I think no, I got there in 98. And I think I had met Mark in 98. And when I got excuse me, let me get a drink. When I got there, when I got back there in 05, he was there briefly and left.
Okay,
And I think that's what that was.
okay.
Because I could be, I'm thinking very serious, but now I ain't wrong about what was said back then. I don't care if it was 30 years ago. I still ain't wrong about it.
Yeah, you seen him do all that stuff, man. You seen what he had in his mouth. I mean,
Yeah,
you seen him lay up with the boys. You seen him do all that stuff,
right.
man. And people are like, oh, you know, we don't
Because
nobody.
in 05, I would have been in my mid 30s, and I was not in my 30s in that video.
Nah, man, that video you were in your 20s, man.
Yeah, I was like 20, 28, 29 years old.
Yeah, because Mendenhall was 19 or 20.
Yeah, I was about, in fact, I tell you how old Mendenhall was. I remember Mendenhall turning his 21st birthday.
Oh, see, so I mean, it's around that time, man. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
So that's about right. That's about right.
yeah, it's about right, man. Because even towards
That's
the end
about
of the
right.
even towards the end of the documentary, man, David Mendenhall says that for a very long time it was just him and Mark. It was just him and Mark. You know, and then Mark started getting all this, all these other boys, and it went left. You know, so that documentary has a lot of truth to it, man. But there's not that many people from that documentary to verify the stories other than
Right.
other than you and Mark. But
Right.
that should be sufficient enough because we've seen the documentary. We've seen the interview with the director where he verified Mark wasn't paid. It was not scripted. Mark was not a villain at the beginning. Mark was more of a victim at the beginning, but after time started coming out and he started doing the interview with the victims, and he started seeing that Mark was actually the monster.
Right.
And that's why he made it so good, because hey, he is what he is.
Right.
I don't understand, man. I'll be reading the comments and they're like, well, he wasn't there at the time. You just verified it right there. Because look at the what people don't understand, that movie, that documentary got recorded at a certain time and then they got released later down the road. It doesn't get released that same year it got produced.
Right.
You know, there's already movies already made that ain't going to be out to next year.
Right.
Because it takes time to produce that movie.
It does.
So even though it took him 3 weeks to film it, they still have to edit. They still have to make sure everybody that's going to be in that video is notified and it's cleared out. Because I don't know if your mom had to sign anything to be like, hey, I'm going to be in a documentary.
I mean, yeah, they